Hello there. My name is Mark Thompson, and I'm with Isaiah Industries. And we at Isaiah Industries would like to produce a segment, a series of segments, video segments about putting on our roofing systems. We're going to be focusing specifically on our KasselWood product, but we want you to know that we also produce a number of other products, including aluminum and steel products. We've been in business for over 30 years, and one of our products is over 50 years old. So we have a lot of experience in the roofing industry. We really believe in metal roofing solutions as opposed to many roofing products which are temporary in nature, which begin to fade very quickly over time, and end up putting the homeowner in a vicious recycling and re-roofing cycle. Our products have the highest of wind ratings, the highest of impact ratings. They really are a lifetime solution, as well as being very green oriented. They do an excellent job of energy savings in the summer, and you don't have to worry about tearing off a roof and filling up a landfill. And so they really are a green solution to your roofing needs. We have produced several installation manuals that accompany our roofing products. And as I mentioned, we're going to be looking at our KasselWood roofing product. We have a 37-page detailed instruction manual that includes pictures and accompanying text that will be very helpful to you in your roofing project. Now, before we begin, I might mention that there are a number of tools that are very useful and even essential in doing a proper roofing project. As you can see, I've got my tool belt on here. Of course, you're going to want a good hammer. I would suggest something with a rubber handle that can help you position the shingles properly. Along with that, I always like to take a piece of wood, a wood block, that's going to help me to be able to tap the shingles in place without actually denting the shingles. Of course, you're going to want aviation snips. I tend to like the straight ones, but they also come in right-handed and left-handed versions. Tin snips are very helpful in making longer cuts. Certainly you want a Stanley knife. In some instances you can score a piece of metal and work it back and forth and get a nice clean break with that. A combination square, of course, is going to be able to help you to make good perpendicular lines to make your cuts. Of course, you're going to want a tape measure. And I like to use a sliding T-bevel, which enables me then to take something like this pitch finder, which we're able to supply at Isaiah Industries, and it has specific pitches, and on the ground I can set my sliding T-bevel to the particular pitch of the roof, and then when I want to make my cuts, my plumb cuts, such as at the end of my gable trims, I can do that on the ground and do it very easily and make repetitive cuts. Now we want to particularly look at some of the details from our instruction manual, and I'd like to just review some general installation instructions at the beginning here. With regard to fasteners, the KasselWood system, of course, is a steel product, and therefore we're going to want to use galvanized ring shank nails or stainless steel ring shank nails. Want to make sure that those nails are long enough to fully penetrate the deck. When it comes to installing our lineal pieces, such as our sidewall flashings, our gable trims, our valley pieces, are held on with a clip system. Those clips are going to be put along the hem every foot. And it is permissible to put one nail in the water return portion of the lineals at the very top up near the ridge to keep it from slipping as you're putting your side clips in. It's important to mention that we always overlap our pieces if we need more than one piece to, say, go from eave to ridge on a gable. We're going to overlap 2 to 3 inches. It is again permissible to put one nail at the top and then to lap the top piece over the bottom piece. We always want to nest our pieces, such as with our valleys, with the top piece over the bottom. Anytime we have a situation where we've got 2 dissimilar metals, we want to make sure that we isolate those metals, that we're putting underlayment, say between the masonry pieces, the brick on a chimney, and the metal. So we're going to run the underlayment up the side. 4 inches up the side is a good height. Another good thing to remember is to plan your layout ahead of time so that you can minimize cutting. It's going to be especially important when you come into valleys where you don't want to have little awkward pieces that you have to make into a triangular shape. You can avoid that by shifting where you're starting your shingles on this end, or perhaps even putting in a short shingle in the middle of your course as you come to the valley. The regular installation sequence, first thing of course is that you want to make sure that you have your underlayment down. In many areas of the country, you're going to be required to put down ice and water shield at the eaves on a new construction. Oftentimes that's going to be 24 inches inside the outer wall. And so you're going to put your ice and water shield on. One thing we really want to emphasize here at Isaiah Industries is that when you put your underlayment on, you want to lap it over the edge an inch. And that applies to both the eaves and the gables. So both on the ice and water shield and on the synthetic underlayment, go over the edge an inch. Do not cut it flush. After you have put on your ice and water shield and then put on your regular underlayment, which can either be synthetic or 30-pound felt, we tend to like the synthetic underlayments that are not going to deteriorate over time. But after you've got your underlayment on and you've lapped things properly, by the way, I might mention that when you put your underlayment on and you come into valley sections, don't cut your underlayment off at the valley, but rather lap it, weave it, and lap it over from both directions. So after we've got our underlayment down, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our eave starter strip. And then we're going to put our gable trim in. Then we're going to put our valley pieces in. And then as we shingle up the roof, we're going to go ahead and put sidewall pieces alongside of dormers. And if you have a long sidewall, put that. And you're going to want to make sure that that sidewall flashing is lapped up underneath your siding if at all possible. If not possible, perhaps you're able to cut a kerf and bend that sidewall flashing and put it into the kerf. After you've done all that perimeter work, then you're going to be able to go ahead and begin with your shingling process. And eventually then you're going to address any hip situations, and then finally you're going to put your caps on your ridge.
Best Buy Metals is a nationwide distributor of KasselWood steel shingles. Specializing in superior customer support and service, Best Buy has a team ready to help you choose the ideal roofing solution for your project. With core values such as quality, creativity, and respect, Best Buy's team is the perfect partner to ensure your project goes smoothly. Contact Best Buy Metals today by calling 1-800-728-4010 or online at www.bestbuymetals.com.